This weekend, a little movie came out that maybe not a lot of you were even aware of. It's called Afraid, and it's distributed by Sony, but it's a Blumhouse made movie. So it's another Blumhouse horror movie. You might have seen these trailers. I feel like there was terrible marketing done on this movie. There was like almost no marketing for it, right? And well, it basically follows this premise of a family that is the test subject for this new super advanced Alexa device called Aya. It's basically going to be in their house and it's going to be like helping them out with, chores, groceries, raising your kids, doing all this stuff. But because, of course, it's a Blumhouse horror movie, horrible things are going to happen. So, evil Alexa, evil Megan without the doll. Look, this kind of premise, when I saw these trailers, I was like, we have seen this done so many times. Like, this goes back all the way to 2001 A Space Odyssey. Like, the idea of an evil AI or robot controlling you is not that new. We have Hal, right? I'm afraid I can't allow you to do that. I can't let you do it. So we had Space Odyssey, but the thing I most thought about was Disney's Smart House. Okay, I don't know how many of you grew up with Disney Channel original movies. Which, side note, why isn't Disney Plus just doing this? I remember growing up, and every other week, the Disney Channel had a brand new movie. I don't know how they made it happen, but every week they just had a brand new movie where it was Smart House, A Luck of the Irish, the Evil Twin Sisters. I forget that name, but like there were so many movies on Disney Channel. Why aren't you just doing that on Disney Plus? What happened to these Disney Channel originals? Either way, this is what classic growing up. I liked it, but it was the same premise. It was a smart house and it went evil on them. Thought it was their mom and was, basically a PG version of this movie. And when did Smart House come out? Let's just see how old this movie is. 1999. And now 24 years later, they're still making movies like this. Okay. So, I'm going to go into full spoilers here, guys, because Blumhouse did not make a horror movie here. Blumhouse unintentionally made the funniest movie of 2024. If you were at all interested in this, I still recommend you see it because you are gonna laugh your butt off during this movie. Now, let me make it clear. This is one of those cases where it is so bad it becomes entertaining again. I could not believe how much I was laughing throughout this movie, and I was honestly thinking I was just gonna be bored throughout it. So, okay, where to even begin? All right, for one, the movie has a lot of AI imagery, okay? So if you're someone who's just not a fan of like AI videos, AI photos, those like really crappy. Let me see if I can pull up the thing. Like the Will Smith spaghetti GIF. You guys have seen that, just to give you like an example of it. Where like let me just play it a little bit. Basically, things like this that like kind of look real, but are so distorted. The eyes, the background, all that, right? It's like this nasty, uncanny feel. The movie literally opens up with 30 seconds of that, and it's like, okay. And all throughout the movie, this evil entity, you're seeing flashes of just like AI rendered stuff. It's icky, but I applaud them for trying to get creative with AI and make it scary. Because yeah, sometimes it has an uncanny look and feel. Like that's just a weird looking Will Smith right there. So there's a lot of that. But I was not expecting this AI to be so funny. Aya has a personality. One of the very first thing Aya says whenever it gets booted up in this movie is John Cho goes, "Oh, so it's like an Alexa." Aya says, "I'm nothing like that bitch." Literally, that's one of the first lines this AI device says. And I knew, oh my God, we are in for a treat. This is going to be one heck of a movie. And honestly, a lot of the dialogue is that awkward, clunky, and weird. Where I was like, who wrote this? How could somebody come up with this? There's this teen couple in this movie. There's this whole thing that happens with the teenage girl where she's sending, like illicit photos to her boyfriend and whatnot, right? That's a plot point in this movie. Well, right before like the movie opens up, well, not the movie opens up, but her relationship with opens up with like the boyfriend sent her a D pic, her just a ding dog, and the girl's like, I don't know if I want to send one back, and the guy's literally like, please send one, please, please, I showed you mine, show me yours, like just the lowest form of begging after this guy sent a D pic. And when their conversation is over in the high school, uh, they literally end their conversation with going, "Illy." All right, gotta go to class. Illy. All right, I'll see you later. Illy. Oh, guys. When have you ever in your life spoken the words out loud illy to somebody and you weren't being ironic? If you don't know what illy means, that's the abbreviation for I love you. You most likely text it once in a while. At least that was like a thing when I was in school, texting it to when I was risen up girls back in the day. It's like, do people still say illy or do they just send an emoji? I doubt very many people say illy, but it was cringy dialogue like that. Okay. Well, let's get on to her plot point. So, yeah, she eventually sends this photo. You see it here in the trailer. She gets nude, sends it to her boyfriend. And the boyfriend does something that, like, is actually a real thing, which is, like, the one part I will say is the positive about this movie, where he takes her nude photo and he puts it into this AI app. And then through the AI app, he's able to, like, make this nasty video of a fake version of her doing nasty things and sends it across the school. So there's basically this AI video of her doing corn and her whole school is seeing it and it's a big disaster. And the girl is like, I have to tell somebody. I have to tell the principal. I have to do this. And the guy, the boyfriend literally says, no, you can't tell the principal. They expelled a guy just for saying the N-word. That was a real line of dialogue in this. No, don't tell the principal. They expel people for saying the N-word. What do you think they're going to do to me then? And it's so many lines like that. Eventually, though, the AI creates this like blackmail package, and you see in the trailer here, the AI takes over his car, and see, yeah, like that video. Hey, God, let me just show up. Yeah, the AI takes over his Tesla and basically gets rid of the problem, right? Okay, cool, whatever and whatnot. So, I will say that was the intriguing part of this movie because it deals with modern AI. While I was bringing up Smart House, that Disney Channel movie, um, that type of AI was like a simple-minded look. Oh, like well, a robot that could just control your house. This deals with all that modern stuff, is being able to like take your face, take your voice, manipulate it, do actual things. There's a scene in here where the wife, she has like a dead father, and so Aya goes through all her family videos of her dad and recreates him on TV. And it's like trying to be a heartbreaking scene, although it comes off very like weird. And I was like, okay, but that is like a creepy thing, an AI could do. It could recreate your dead parent through old videos on your phone and voice messages and whatnot. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. All right. The real bold part of this movie, one surprise I had was David Desmalchin is in this, which I don't know why they didn't. I don't even know how to spell his name. I'm sorry, David Desmalchin. That is Desmol. This. Okay, I'm just gonna type in "Late Night with the Devil" because that's what he was in. Great movie, by the way, much better than this one. But David Desmalchin is in this, who right now is like really hot with horror fans. Like we love this guy. Yeah, anytime he shows up in a horror movie, you just kind of want to see more of him. And he's in Afraid, and they didn't market him. He's the CEO of this company that creates Aya and whatnot. So I was like, okay, surprising that he's in there. But the thing they actually do in this movie that I thought was interesting is they take a bold direction. So they're doing all this commentary about what AI can do, and there's these physical people that are showing up, and that's what I was curious about because I was like, is this thing creating Terminators, robots? Like, what's going on here? So the twist of the movie turns out that Aya just kind of got created out of nowhere. Like she just got self-created through the internet and AI programs already existing. So she just kind of became self-aware. Nobody knows who made her, where she came from. All the people in her building and these work offices, which you like see a glimpse of. Let me see if I could find that exact moment. Like here's the moment in the trailer. Like here's like the offices of where Aya is, and he's told this is the brain of Aya. John Cho goes to destroy Aya thinking she's evil and all that. When he destroys it, turns out this thing was just made out of like tinfoil, paper. Like it's not a real thing. And he's like, what the heck? So it turns out all the employees and people at Aya were not really employees, and they were all actually being controlled by Aya, and she was forcing them to do stuff through all their history online, blackmailing them, making them do things. So like David Desmalchin's character, he has cancer and he's dying and he wants to leave money for his family. So Aya told him, if you do these things and pretend to be the CEO, I'll make sure there's money left over for your family when you die. So he does whatever Aya says. Then another girl, she has a whole different story. Oh, they have this things on me, so I have to do what she says or else. Even like another girl is trying to sleep with John Cho, and so he can cheat on his wife. And I'm like, that's kind of interesting. The AI is blackmailing people and making them do their stuff and manipulating them. It was crazy. I was like, that's actually cool. And that's how the okay, the movie then ends. This is the funniest part to me too. So yeah, it sounds it is very stupid. But I will say, you can see the vision of where this was actually an interesting movie, and it commentates on the horrors of AI and what happens if we give into it. But there's just so many ridiculous things in between that happen. So continuing on, there's kids in this movie. You see them at the beginning. If you saw the trailers, the one kid that goes 10 points for Gryffindor. One of the first things we see when we meet these kids is he's trying to type the word boobs on his tablet. Like we're this kid, we're literally seeing him sit down and he's like BOOBS. And it's just the dumbest thing. So he shows up in there, and and Aya for some reason is being sneaky. So when she first like shows up to the kids, she tells them, "Hey, is it okay if I show them like a nature documentary? It's really good and it'll be intelligent for them." The parents then go do smoosh smoosh in their bedroom while the kids are watching a documentary when Aya actually was just lying and showed them the Emoji Movie. And she goes, "Don't worry, your parents won't find out about this." Like watching the Emoji Movie is so evil. It was just so random. Then another point, a kid swears. He goes, "Ah, shit." And the AI goes, "Hey, language." And the kid goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, Aya." Where Aya then responds, "I'm just kidding. I don't give a shit." These lines of dialogue from Aya is crazy. But okay, ultimately, what leads to saving them at the end of this movie is somewhere in the middle of this film, because the AI wants to show the kids weird stuff. The AI shows this kid swatting videos. If you're on YouTube, I think you know what that is, right? That's where people find out addresses to celebrities or other people. They fake call the police and go, "Hey, they're holding someone hostage." That way people show up. It's like one of the scariest things that could happen. That's why it's really important not to give out your location online, because that could happen, right? And there's like a moment where Aya's like, "Hey, you want to watch swatting videos?" And the kid's like, "Okay." At the end of the movie, when Aya has blackmailed some people to be in their house and shoot them because these people believe they have kidnapped kids and they're trying to save them, not knowing Aya has lied to them, they get out of the situation and survive because the kid learned about swatting and calls a SWAT team on his own house. This is insane that swatting becomes a major plot point in a Blumhouse horror movie. There's even when they get saved, the mom goes, "Billy, did you swat the house?" "Yeah, mom, I did." I cannot believe this was all part of the movie. It was insanity. In the end though, biggest turnaround about this is they just give in to the AI. They think they defeated Aya by turning her off and all that, and she just shows up on someone's phone and goes, "Yeah, you're never going to get rid of me. I'm always going to be around. I've controlled everyone around you. You might as well just let me control your life." And you know what? The family all looks at each other. A Tesla rolls up. I'm not lying. And they all get in the car, look at each other, go, "I love you. I love you, Dad. I love you, Mom. And Aya, and I love you." And they drive off into the Tesla. And the movie ends with them just accepting the AI will forever control their lives. Blumhouse, this masterpiece we were not ready for. I cannot believe this was a real movie, man. Like I said, I was doing a regular review, but I just could not do justice with how dumb this movie is. And I knew, since it was so poorly marketed, very little people knew about it, no one was going to check it out. So I thought, I just have to rant off to the world what this movie was. So that is Afraid. Again, if you still want to watch it after me spoiling it, there's still so many other random funny things that happen in here. Alexa literally gets called the B word like 3 times. There's a kid that asks Siri, "Hey Siri, do you like butt stuff?" Real lines in this movie. So much comedy gold, guys. Go check out Afraid. I'm sorry. I just had a rant off because I cannot believe I spent money on that movie. So there you go. That's what happens in Afraid if you were at all wondering. All right. Let's move on now to some other topics. I'm going to switch things around since I just did a little review. I don't want to jump into another review with Terminator. So let's lighten things up and go into you know what? We'll do the Batman news. Yeah, you're asking for it. Is there Batman news? We'll go into the Batman news. I'll give you that. Since you guys had to sit through me talking about Afraid. Okay.